Hi, guys, and welcome to the Monday night mesh call. This is exciting. I'm excited to be taking over for the night. For the first minute. And I'm super excited to be introducing our guest speaker for tonight, Bree Trewin, who is on. She's on, ready to go, super exciting. And I think what she's going to share with you guys is just this real approach and I guess how so many people can come into this business, and it's these products. And she's going to share with you her wisdom and knowledge and story behind these products and how they came into her life. And also towards the end, definitely stay on the line, because Bree is someone, she's one of my absolute favorite people to work with. She's so much fun. And she came to me and was she was 3 years into this business and she wanted to start playing a little bit of a bigger game. And she came to me and she was able to go and triple her income after 3 years. So hold on to the end, till the end of this call, so she can share how she went and did that. So I'm just going to hand it over to Bree, one of my absolute favorites. And yeah, she's just going to share her journey with you guys. So hope you enjoy. Take it away, Breezy.
Wow, thank you. What an intro. I hope you can all hear me okay? Because before I was on a call, yeah, awesome, brilliant. Yeah, what an intro. Oh, I've got big shoes to fill now. So first off, I just wanted to let everyone know it was my 4-year anniversary yesterday, and I'm so excited. Yay! I am still pinching myself that it's been 4 years. I still feel like I'm a new person in this business. That just shows you that you're always going to be learning something new every day. But yeah, I just really wanted to share the things that I have learned along my time with Brees Plus, but also prior, because I don't really share my story enough, and I guess this is giving me that kick up the butt that I need to share what I know a bit more to the wider community. So I've been that person who I've been born and bred into a sporting family. I've always been fit, been right into the sport. My whole family are athletes. So I thought I was pretty healthy, because back in the day, I used to think healthy was skinny and sporty and active, until I had a few injuries, had a few falls, done a little bit of my own research to really realise that skinny is not healthy. Flogging yourself at the gym and in sport and all that is not healthy. There are other ways about it. Like I'm saying, I apologise, I've got a puppy. He's making noises. So I was that person who lived on multivitamins. I lived on painkillers. I lived on anti-inflammatory tablets. I wanted to keep pushing my body to the limit, and every time I was in a little bit of pain, I would pop more painkillers. I would have more Panadol. Sorry. Yeah, so I thought, I got caught up in the whole hype of TV, I suppose, back then, about preventing illness with taking in a pill with multivitamins. I thought, I don't want to get sore joints, so I'll take some more glucosamine, I'll take painkillers, I'll take anti-inflammatories, heaps of fish oil tablets. I got so caught up in all that. To one day when I was just feeling really tired and lethargic, and I ended up getting a blood test done. And my doctor ended up giving me a pretty urgent phone call that next day to call me back into to see her, to ask me, what are you actually doing to yourself? And I'm like, because I run, I do triathlons, I'm pretty fit. And she's like, well, your liver count is worse than alcoholics. What are you doing? And I said, I don't know, I don't drink alcohol, but my liver was shutting down. And I guess that was probably my very first wake-up call about health. I really took health for granted until probably that phone call. And then that's when I realised all the painkillers, all the multivitamins, everything I was popping into my system was actually doing more damage than what I thought was preventing. So that, as I was saying, that's not one of my very first wake-up calls. So I pretty much went off everything. Not everything. I stayed on anti-inflammatory tablets because I think I might have been addicted to them. I'll go on a bit about that later. But I came off all the painkillers. I actually started to look a bit more into why my body was in so much pain. And then that's when I started looking a bit more into your Pilates and a few other things about your whole emotions, your mindset and things like that. But in that time, I then ended up taking about 12 months off, and that's when I had my daughter. And then after I had my daughter, I thought, hey, I feel great. My body feels great. Let's go back to flogging myself. So I went straight back into my triathlon training. And I was lucky enough to actually qualify for Australia for my age group. My daughter was probably about 18 months when I did this. So I qualified for Australia for my age group for the Duathlon, which is minus the swim in a triathlon. So it's just you running your bike. When I qualified for Australia, there was a lot of protocols that had to go on behind the scenes. You don't just rock up on the day and compete for Australia. You had to do the ASADA online drug testing modules because they want to give you the heads up, because eventually you are going to have a drug test because you are competing for your country. That's when my biggest eye-opener moment happened was I've actually got some notes here, so I'm going to keep looking down because there's some numbers here that just really scared me when I looked at this as well. So who used to take or does take a whey protein powder? Because that's where I took I used to live on whey protein powder, because when you go to the gym, the personal trainers go, take this, it's going to help your muscle recovery. When I did this ASADA drug testing online module, when I was told that your whey protein powder could potentially give you a positive drug test, that's when I just went, holy dooly, what the hell am I actually putting into my system? So I'm going to go through this because I'm also doing a coaching. I'm doing my level 1 coaching in triathlons now, and we have to do a lot more about the nutrition and supplements and top end athletes, and these numbers and the things that society telling people to put into their body, it just drives me crazy. And if you can get like a positive drug test out of over the counter whey protein powder, that just doesn't, I just don't understand why we're putting that in our system. And that's just what made me even more passionate about our products, is because it's all plant-based. You know, everything you're putting into your system. So with the whey protein powder, they actually don't have to label everything that's in they don't even know everything that's in it. They don't have to label everything that's actually in that protein powder. That's the stuff that possibly can come up in your drug test. So they don't need to label everything that is in the product. And yes, some protein powders actually can give you that positive drug test. Now, this also goes with some of the supplements. Like, there are so many supplements out there, and I know with sharing our products that a lot of people, because I get it, a lot of people tell me, but I take multivitamins, but I take this, but I do this, but I do that. Problems with supplements, and this is, I'm telling you numbers from top end athletes, so I think they would understand a bit about nutrition. So 40 to 70% of athletes do use supplements, but 10 to 15% of those supplements contain illicit substances. Like, that just blows my mind that we don't actually understand what we're putting into our system. And the thing that I was taught and learned, if you can't pronounce what's on the back of the packet, you probably shouldn't be putting it into your system. If you can read mushrooms and pea protein powder, they're pretty good to put into your system. But all these words that I actually had to Google to understand what it is, probably shouldn't be putting that into my system. Now, this is the scary thing. 80% of the supplements do not contain what the label actually says. That, again, is just crazy and mind-blowing. And there's also a large percentage of supplements that are not backed by evidence. The supplement world are doing fantastic because they have great marketing. That's it. That's why they're doing so well. And for those people who swear by multivitamins, I was one of those people who lived and sweared on multivitamins. All you're getting out of that is expensive urine. That's it. I don't know. That's the main thing I've noticed with switching to Juice Plus is the colour of your urine's different. It's in your bloodstream straight away. You start craving the right food. Taking all these other stuff, if you wing it out, like, I don't understand why we put that into our system. So that sort of information just really just blew my mind. And when I read that and went through that, it's made me realise we have got it's made me more proud of this product. I'm just so proud of this product, and I'm not going to keep quiet about it anymore. That's the bottom line. And I started going to conference and speaking to David O'Brien hearing David O'Brien speak at conference about the difference between being healthy and fit. As I mentioned earlier, I've been fit my whole life. I've pushed my body to the limit. I've competed for Australia. I know my body is capable of going to the max, but it has not been the healthiest way of doing it. And just recently, and probably about the last 2 years, I have been going through a lot of injury. A lot of what I did back in the day, I'm now paying for now. And that's when I've realised also the damage that all these supplements I used to take have done to my body, the anti-inflammatory tablets have done to my body. As I was saying earlier, I lived on that many anti-inflammatory tablets that I inflamed my gut. My gut was that inflamed. So it didn't matter. The Juice Plus I was taking, all the good food I was taking, my body wasn't digesting it the way it should have been because my gut was that inflamed. So I was still taking anti-inflammatory tablets. When I did one of our amazing transformation programs and actually did the proper detox, I have not experienced a detox like that ever, and I hopefully do not wish upon anybody else to go through it either. But when you have that much of an inflamed gut, I was in bed for 2 days because my gut was just cleaning out all that medication, just the things I used to put into my body. Now that I'm injured, I used to think, the first thing that used to come into my mind, I've been injured several times. I'm a slow learner, but this time, now that I've been injured, I'm actually happy to be injured because I know that I've got this. I'm healthy. My body is repairing itself at the right way. I'm not masking it with painkillers like I did before. I'm not masking it with anti-inflammatory tablets. I'm not pushing my body to the limit to get back out there. I'm allowing it to repair at the cellular level, what our products do, and this is the best I've felt. This is the healthiest I've felt. I'm not afraid of thinking I'm going to get fat like I used to think, because I'm not going to, because I'm feeding my body with that right nutrition. That takes me back to what I talked about before too, is I used to punish my body. So if you're out there flogging yourself, it's great to be flogging yourself like a high-end athlete or go to the gym every day, but we need to then replenish our body and nurture our body and celebrate our body, feeding ourselves with that right nutrition, because our body is capable of doing what it wants to do and what we want it to do if we just feed it with that right nutrition. Back in the day, I used to punish my body with, I would do a race, come home and I'll have pizza, wine, chocolate, and just go berserk because I deprived myself for so long of not having all those food and not feeding it the right way that I'll do a race and I'll crash and just eat all the shit food. That's not how we're meant to look after our bodies. So I've now learnt through our amazing products and programs how you get so much more out of your body when you just start feeding it with that right stuff. So that was a bit about my story. What else I've got here? So I don't want to be that top-end athlete, but I do want to follow what they do. So they obviously don't use the supplements, and they just take their pride in good nutrition and good sleep and training hard. So if you want the best out of your body, don't overcomplicate it. We've got the tools right here in front of us. So we just really need to share that message with everybody. Oh yeah, I know I was putting out there about the supplements. I understand that some people do need to use supplements, like the iron supplements. So that was said in the research as well, that like some are useful if people are unwell. The other thing I've got here is there is actually no evidence with multivitamins helping people with a healthy Western diet. So that's pretty handy to know too when people come back to you and go, yeah, but I take a multivitamin. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've got about the nutrition side of things and a bit about my story. Yeah.
Breezy, you've just shared so many amazing statistics. Like, I think people are going to watch it back and be able to, you know, take more notes and things like that. But doesn't it ring true? You know, Bree here is this top performing athlete, however, is still not totally clued up back when she was in her top peak, you know, performance on supplements, and was doing damage to her body. Now, how many people know people that are in the fitness industry that you look at them, you put them on a pedestal and think they know everything about nutrition? You know, like that, it just rings so, like, this is an Australian athlete. If an Australian athlete can go, I got it wrong, how many people are in gyms and personal trainers I was a personal trainer, and I resonate with this because it's like I thought I knew it all, and I got the intolerance to dairy because of whey protein and all of that stuff. And it wasn't until learning about this nutrition that I realized how, like, there was so many, like, myths out there. So what would you say to those people that, you know, are having conversations with people out there that are in the fitness industry that might be coming up against a bit of, let's say, like, ego, or like, what would you say to those people?
Yeah, I would say to them, like, what evidence do you have, like, or do you actually know what you're actually putting in your body? Do you actually understand what's on the back of that label? Because I just trusted people, like the same thing. I just went to the gym and went, you're a personal trainer, I trust you. But I'm not wanting to bag personal trainers, because I think there are some actually amazing personal trainers out there, but not all of them are that amazing as well. So you've got to do your research. You've got to ask the questions. Like, why should I be putting this into my system? What's the benefit to putting all this stuff into my system? That is just ask those questions. And if they want to go down that path, that's all we can do, is just let them go down that path, and they got to learn that lesson themselves.
Or you can share Brees' story. That would be a good
story. Yes.
Share their story.
And I just saw a question there about how did I fix my liver. I pretty much just stopped taking the painkillers. I pretty much stopped taking all the supplements, because I was taking them because I thought I was preventing illness. So I wasn't told to go on them. I got caught up in the whole brilliant marketing on TV at the chemist. And I just took everything. So I stopped taking everything. Yes, Juice Plus. I wasn't on Juice Plus at the time, but down the track I did go on Juice Plus, and that has helped me as well. But when your body is in pain, it's in pain for a reason. We need to listen to that pain. I was like, I'm in pain. You're stopping me from doing what I want to do. I'm going to cover you up with painkillers. Now, if I've got a headache or if my back's hurting, listen to it. Listen to that pain. Half the time you just need a drink of water. You don't need painkillers. You just need a drink of water. Or you might just need to get off the phone for a minute or go ground yourself. It's why are we in pain? So it's just asking those questions, not covering it up and going, you're stopping me from doing what I actually want to do, because it's not. It's wanting to help you do more of what you want to do. It's just maybe getting you to ground yourself more. So, yeah, I just wanted to answer that question about the liver.
Yeah, and that's such a great point as well. Around, like, our body is just telling us what's up. Like, we got to listen to that, and if we mask it, then it's just gonna, what we suppress is expressed somewhere. It'll just keep compounding. So there's another question there for you, Bree.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. What's the first step for someone who's popping the painkillers to make it through their day? You can't go cold turkey. I understand, like, it's you can't just stop altogether. It's just making that small habit. Maybe don't take as many throughout the day. So just slowly reduce the painkillers you're taking. Have a look at what else is going on in the diet. Are you not having enough water? Are you needing to move around? What's causing that pain? But yeah, I definitely wouldn't go stop taking them altogether, but maybe just change that habit. Like, maybe just take, have a glass of water, or have an apple or a banana. Like, maybe change that habit. But yeah, that's what I did. I really tried to listen to that body, and maybe it's just the fact you just need to rest. Sometimes we just don't want to rest, and we're pushing our bodies to that limit because we're afraid of missing out, or afraid of that we can't handle the pain. A lot of the pain, I know for me, a lot of the pain was also in my head, because I had just been in pain for so long. Any little bit of movement, I was like, oh, I'm in pain. I just froze, and I just created that pain in my head. But when I kept myself busy, get out there a bit more, that pain slowly disappeared on me. And now I'm just like, oh, I don't have a sore back anymore. I totally forgot about that. So I think a lot of it for me was in my head. Hope that helps.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just looking for... so there's just a question around the info around the multivitamins.
Where did I get it?
Can you quote the source, or can you remember where the reference was from that?
Well, I got it because I'm in the process of doing my level 1 coaching. So it was all in the modules I was doing through the Australian Institute of Sport. So there was a guy, his name was Dr. David Hughes. It was his video that I got information from. So he was through, I think it was through like the Australian Institute of Sport, but it was all in all the modules I was doing with my coaching. But yeah, if I find some actual reference, I'll let you know. I'll post it up or let you know, yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys. Now, that's amazing. Like, everyone's loving that. Crazy. You might have to come back when you've done module 2 and share more stuff. But as promised, Breezy is a part of the team and has been in this business for 4 years. She had a 4-year anniversary yesterday, and also had her birthday last week at conference, so that was fun. And so she's been in the business for 4 years. Just to give you a bit of background, Breezy was just an absolute gun at sharing products, and she honed through to sales coordinator, pretty quickly. And then she sat there for 3 years. Okay. Amazing customer acquisition, could just share this product so naturally, and and then she kind of had a bit of an epiphany, and I'll let you share the rest of your story as to what's unfolded since then.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's so true. Like, I got to SC in the time frame. I did it all the way that we were meant to do it. Then I sat at SC for a good 2 years, and I remember which conference, I think it was going into when we found out conferences coming up to Perth, and I just remember reaching out to Jess and saying, I'm not going to another conference for my third time at SC. It's just not going to happen. And on top of that, I'm sick and tired of being on the same paycheck. I've been on this same paycheck for probably about 3 years. I don't understand why, pretty much. And that was really hard for me to actually reach out to Jess, because I knew what she was going to tell me. I knew she was going to say, well, we need to do some work. We need to step it up. We need to reach out to more people. But I was freaking out because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to step any further out of my comfort zone. But then the drive of turning up to my third conference as SC also, I was like, if I'm SC in Perth, I'm quitting the business. I pretty much said that to Jess. I said, if I'm still SC by Perth, I'm out. I'm not going to do it. So that was really hard, and it was really good. Like, when you reach, my biggest tip is, guys, if you're struggling and you're in that sort of mindset, as much as it's hard, reach out to your upline and let them know, because they're going to believe in you before you believe in you. They're going to remind you why you started all those years ago. They're going to hold your hand, but also challenge you. And that's exactly what Jess did. I was sitting on that sideline. I disconnected from the team. I was like, I'm not doing the team training anymore. I'm out. Like, I really did mentally walk away, I suppose. But then it was just this one day I reached out to one of my friends and she said yes. And I just went, pardon? You said yes? And then it just flew on from there. I literally just trusted Jess. I changed my mindset. I was putting out that wrong vibe to the people out there. Why would someone want to join me if I'm making this all about me? And that's exactly what I was doing. I was making this all about me. I'm not an SSC. I'm not earning this much money. I'm not this, I'm not that. And I just remember Jess pretty much telling me, not about you. There's a bigger picture out there. And when my friend joined the business and it just started to take off from there, my belief in this business grew, my belief in this team grew, my belief in the product grew, and I was able to then just get to SSC by Perth, and that's when I just, my business tripled, got to SSC. I was able to walk stage in my hometown as, you know, SSC, and I was just like, to think that I was going to quit and walk away from this business. Yeah, so I guess everyone wants to know a secret sauce. I don't really have a secret sauce. It's just believe in yourself. Be really clear on what it is that you want to achieve. And I guess for me, my biggest lesson is you're not going to move anywhere in this business if you make it about yourself. And I can't remember where I heard this from. I don't know if it was from a conference or a training call. But why are people going to join your team so you can retire your husband from work? When I heard that, I just went, yeah, why do people want to join my team just so I can bring my husband home? And that's when it made me realize that it's not about me. Like, yeah, okay, I've got a vision, I have goals, but that's not why I do this business. And when I started seeing, when I got myself out of the way and started seeing my team blossom and grow and then come up to me and went, because of you, I can take my family to Melbourne for the first time and go to the football. Because of you, I got this much money. Like, the amount of messages I'm getting from my team that go, I think there's been a mistake with the money that's gone in my bank account. And I'm like, no, that's your pay. And then when they get that excited and say, great, I'm going to go to the hairdressers for the first time in 10 years. That's why I do this business. So my biggest tip is get you out of the way. It's not about you. It is so much more than you. That's my secret sauce, I think.
Oh, amazing. And like, when Bree got to work, I'm saying she got to work. I mean, I'd be like, hey, Bree, I haven't heard from you this morning. What's going on? She's like, oh, yeah, I just finished like an Olympic distance triathlon. What's up? You know, like, she was still doing all these events. And then there was so many three-way messages happening. You were just opening up conversation. And that definitely reflected in the results. It was fast, and it was because you just started doing those team building activities.
Yeah.
You know, like there's that building that retail business that we talk about, where we're just we're sharing the product, where you were great at that. The thing that was missing in where Bree's like, I'm kind of like done with sitting at this place, was just, let's just even that out a bit and start sharing the business. And, you know, we get paid in how many people we bring to the company. That doesn't necessarily mean just by you. It's how many people can we connect with and join forces and you know, bring customers that way. So it's that ripple effect that Bree's made throughout her team, and it's just so amazing. And I think to wrap it up, I think it's tradition on this call. Is it the favorite quote, Joel? Is that the thing? Is that what we ask the guests on this call? What is your favorite quote? I think that's a good last question. Your favorite inspirational quote.
My favorite quote?
Yeah.
This quote I've had since I was a kid, and I still live by it today. And it's the winners never quit, quitters never win. It's that simple. That's my favorite quote, and I've lived by it since I was a kid.
Oh, there we go. That's it. If you had a billboard and the entire if you had a billboard and the entire world could see it, what would it say? Is that what it would say?
Well, that's my quote, but then I would also say, it's not always about you. It's not about you.
I think that was so funny, because my answer to that was like, my face, just me. Why not? If it's just one billboard, like, if that's my chance, no.
Oh, no, do you know what mine will say? Don't you know who I am?
So, don't you know who we are? Bree, we've missed a question. What is your daily routine, like DMO? That's probably a really good thing to share.
That's been all over the place, but I'm slowly starting to get into it now. Like, I'm definitely making time now for personal development. So I'm either listening to podcasts or audio books. Even like just with coaching calls, like I'm either reaching out to like my uplines just to touch base on the mindset side of things. I don't do it as often as I don't like the word should, but I am doing a lot of like gratitude and reflecting like that, especially at the end of the night. But with the work side of things, I make that time to reach out and get like 5 new friends on Facebook every day. Like, you know how you find my friends and everyone's got mutual friends with somebody. I just add people. Worst thing they're going to do is say no and block me, and I'm like, you're lost, not mine. It's fine. So I make sure I go and find more people, start new conversations. I am super, super, super big and passionate about follow-ups. Follow-ups is my number one thing that I do every day. That is definitely what has built my business, because a lot of my team have been saying no to me for 12 months. And if I took their very first no, they wouldn't be on my team. But I've just kept building that relationship, kept following up, kept being in front of them. And 12 months later, they're in my team. So follow-ups, reaching out to people. Messenger is where the main thing is, where you build your business. What you put on Facebook is good, but Messenger is where you build your business. So build those relationships. So I make time for reaching out to people, following up. How's your weekend? Like Sunday nights are my big night, or Monday mornings, because I'm always reaching out to people asking, how's your weekend? 9 times out of 10 at the moment, people tell me how sick they are. Cool. Get on my product. So I'm loving winter at the moment. But yeah, that's pretty much my daily routine at the moment. And as you heard before, I've got a puppy. He's really grounding at the moment. So I get out to nature and just walk away from technology for at least half an hour a day. and do something for myself.
Amazing. Great answer there. All right. So did anyone have any, I think we open up for questions. Is it Joel, did you want to ask any more questions there, or did anyone want to jump off mute? It's been amazing.
Cool.
Now would be a great time to ask lots of questions.
Yeah.
There you go. What's been your biggest face down moment?
Oh, thanks, Christine. To be very completely honest, it's pretty much been this year. The last 6 months have probably been my hardest time as well, because I have been putting so much pressure on myself to reach a level, to reach a certain income, that the fact is that I pretty much had a mental breakdown instead. I pretty much pushed everybody away, family, friends, business. So that was pretty much mine. And then I realized that I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I've got this amazing business, this amazing team. I lived in a pity party for such a long time. And then I got injured. So at the present moment, I'm injured. That's probably been hit me hard again, because it's not my first injury. So I've got like a labral tear in my hip. So I've had to make that decision to give away my athletic sport, I suppose, which has been hard, because my identity my whole life has been an athlete. And now I've injured a second time. It's not my first tear in my hip, it's my second one. So I didn't learn very quickly. This time round, I asked the right questions and went, why has this happened for me? And I know this has happened for me now, so I can focus more on my business. I can focus more on becoming a coach and help the kids in the sport, helping my team build their business. So this last 6 months for me personally has probably been my biggest face down moment. And going to conference at Melbourne, I've said this to Jess and I've said this to everyone. I have come back so proud of this company, this industry, these products, the people. And now I'm just not afraid of sharing this with everybody. And I'm super grateful for my injury, because I'm sitting on a computer so many hours a day now. And it's paying off. So, yeah, that's been my face down moment lately. What else is there? Yeah.
Yep, there's another one there.
Everything you do, what brings you the most joy, even with all the hard work? Do you know what, Joel? Like, this is probably this business this last 4 years, because having my 4-year anniversary, I've never celebrated my anniversary with this business. And yesterday, for the first time, I actually said to my daughter, she's now 5, I said, what's been the best thing since I've done Juice Plus? Because she knows nothing different. I've been doing it pretty much her whole life. And she goes, I said, what's the best thing that I've ever done for you? Why you love me doing Juice Plus? And she goes, I get to spend more time with you and Daddy at home. And that's made me realise that the ups, the downs, the challenges, the no's is been so worthwhile, because my daughter loves having time with me at home. I can spend time with her at school. Like, she wants me to stay back at school and be a teacher with her. And I'm like, no, but she wants that. And I can if I want to. So that's been my biggest enjoyment, joy, this business. It is so worth it. It is so worth it. Yeah. Oh, look at all the questions now.
Amazing. I think that is Drummo's basically, so your advice is to get
injured. Yeah. Do not get injured. No.
That's so lovely about little Soph as well. Like, she wants you to work there. Lara wanted me to be the lollipop lady at school. so wish that.
Yeah.
So awesome. All right. So if there, she's coming over. What lollipop lady? Say hello, Bree. All right. So yes, they're great friends here. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. And if there's no more questions, that was so amazing, Bree. I think we've all taken so much away from that.
My pleasure.
Yeah, awesome job. And we can